locusts. These group, they're commanded not to touch the green. They're commanded not to touch the herbs or the fruit or the trees. Instead, they have another target. Another target. And that's those whose names, those who do not have the seal of God on their forehead. Also notice that these locusts are not given authority to kill. Isn't that interesting? But only to torment. Only to torment for 5 months. It's interesting that we are given a time period for this trumpet. Months are divided into 30 days. So 5 months equals 150 days. Are you just a wee bit curious to what else lasted exactly 150 days? Anybody? Anybody just a wee bit curious? Genesis chapter 7 verse 24 says, and the water prevailed on the earth 150 days. So we're told it's going to be just like it was in the days of Noah. Things are going to be very, very, very similar. But see, during the 150 days of the flood, everything that had the breath of life in their nostrils died, except those who were on the ark. Everything that had the breath of life in their nostrils, they died, except for the animals that were on the ark and the 8 that were saved, the 8 people. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives. Everything else died except for those on the ark. I want you to understand today that Jesus Christ is the ark for our generation, and you're going to want to be on the ark. Because in Revelation, they're not allowed to die. In Revelation, they're not allowed to die. Verse 6 says, in those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die and death will flee from them. You see, death would be too easy escape for what's going to happen when that 5th trumpet sounds. Does that sound devastating? That sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it? It gets better. Well, I mean, not better, but it gets more interesting as we finish reading here. So let's, I want a little disclaimer here. This is not a hell, fire, and brimstone message. This is on earth. This is on earth. This isn't what hell's going to be like. This is on earth. That's how crazy that is. Okay? What's even more interesting is the one who is commander of this army. So let's finish reading. Revelation chapter 9. Let's read verse 11 and 12. Revelation 9, verse 11 and 12, and it says, and they had as king over them the angel, as I already mentioned before, is fallen, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon. In Greek, he has the name Apollyon. One woe is past. Behold, still 2 more woes are coming after these. Now, first, he's referred to as the angel. He's the angel of the bottomless pit. Secondly, his name in Hebrew is Abaddon, but in Greek, his name is Apollyon. Now, why are we told the Hebrew name and the Greek name? I really don't know. But this is the only place where the Greek name is found. It's only found in Revelation 9:11, Apollyon. But the word Abaddon is found 6 times in the Hebrew Scriptures, 6 times in the Old Testament. And we're going to take a look at these 6 times because where they're at, by the way, all of them are found in what they call the wisdom literature. The wisdom literature. So what you're going to see right here will make you wise if you'll pay attention. All right? The wisdom literature. Here we go. The first sighting of it. Job chapter 26, verse 6. Sheol. Sheol is naked before him, and destruction has no covering. The word Abaddon means destruction or destroyer. Job 28, verse 22 says, destruction and death say, we have heard a report about it with our ears. Job chapter 31, verse 12 says, for that would be a fire that consumes to destruction and would root out all my increase. Psalm, verse 88, chapter 88, verse 11. Shall your loving kindness be declared in the grave, or your faithfulness in the place of destruction? And that's that word there. And then 2 times in the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 15. Hell and destruction are before the Lord. So how much more the hearts of the sons of men? And then finally it's Proverbs chapter 27, verse 20. See, hell and destruction are never full. So the eyes of man are never satisfied. They're never full. It's a bottomless pit that angel has a key to. The angel's given a key to the bottomless pit. It has no end to it. It's never full. It's never satisfied. You see, as we can see, because of the cross references, the angel is connected to death. He's connected to hell, to fire, and the grave. And this is significant. Why is this significant? Because remember, the locusts cannot kill people. They can't kill anybody. And yet this is what this angel is in charge of. This is who he's responsible for. He's responsible for hell. He's responsible for the grave. He's responsible for death. He's responsible for the fire. They can only torment for 5 months. You see, the 5th trumpet is referred to as the first woe. The first woe. The wall that falls when the 5th trumpet sounds is the veil that separates the physical realm with the spiritual. We'll see a war that we've never seen, like we've never seen it before. And so far, the trumpets have only affected certain things. I'll have Ruth, as she can come and play. And to be honest with you, I didn't know what closing song I was going to use. And so there's actually 2 that are up there. We might sing them both. But so far, the trumpets have only affected certain things. You see, the first trumpet, it affected the trees and the green grass. It's a pretty good hit. It's a pretty good blow. The second trumpet, the sea and the ships that were in it. We got to see that a little bit last week. The third trumpet, the rivers and the people who drank the water from it are affected. The fourth trumpet, the sun, the moon, and the stars. They're all affected by that fourth trumpet. But something very interesting. You see, after the fourth trumpet, all of a sudden, hey, there's 3 woes coming. Woe, 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 because of the next 3 trumpets that will blast. You see, when that 5th trumpet blasts, this is who's affected. Every single man who does not have the seal of God on their forehead. Every single one. And I think that the reason why we're given this image of a locust 2 times in the Old Testament is that you could see that they didn't leave anything that they were allowed to. They didn't leave anything that they were given authority to do. You see, they're commanded. They don't touch the green grass. You don't touch the fruit. You don't touch the trees. Because in Exodus and in Joel, man, they devoured all those things. They didn't leave a single thing that they were allowed to touch untouched. They come through the windows. They're all over the face of the earth. Every single person that doesn't have the seal of God on their forehead will be affected by this. Every single one. You see, the trumpet ends with this trumpet ends with a warning. It's a crazy warning. I don't even know if I put it up there. I didn't even put it up there. This trumpet ends with a warning, is verse 12. One woe is past. Behold, still 2 more woes are coming after these things. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? One woe is past. Whew, we made it. No, there's still 2 more. And I want you to know that they get progressively more intense than this one. You see, the truth is there's no telling when that day will come. There's no telling when that 5th trumpet sounds and that angel falls from heaven and is given the key to the bottomless pit, and he opens it up, and out of that bottomless pit come locusts that, man, they'll cover the face of the earth. There's no telling when that day will be. All I know is I don't want to be here when that day comes. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that great multitude. That multitude that was so great that no one could count, from every tribe, people, language, and tongue. Standing before the throne, dressed in white, palm branches in their hand. You see, I want to be a part of that group. I want to be a part of that group.